one.
Welcome. Oh, wait. Kyle, do you want to do this or should I do this?
All you.
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the only show you should be watching on Wednesday nights outside of AEW, obviously. This is Jabroni's United. Yes, I am back after my little hiatus. I am the real deal, Ronald Regan. With me, as always, is the sniper Kyle Krieger and Davion Boosty up in the other corner. He has refused to take any tag names whatsoever, so we are leaving it at that.
Correct.
Guys,
the nameless Davion Busey.
Yes, how are you besides Davion trying to show up all of his graphics?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but
Well, Kyle, do you have an Apple or an iPhone product?
I do.
Oh, well, then I have no idea. But Davion's the master with that. I'm an Android Windows person, so I guess I'm just old. I am
PC Windows. 100%. Macs have given me nothing but problems.
He's the next problem. He doesn't do PC.
there you go. Oh,
So Apple gives him all those.
That's how you do it. Wow. Okay.
Indeed. So how goes
So
you, Ryan?
it is funny seeing Davion kind of go like rock star with it. You know, just I don't know.
You should get that on a Titantron.
Yes, definitely. We'll have to do a whole video of like just that in order to keep it going. And yes, hi to you, loyal fan Jeffrey Riley, and
the fan Jeffrey Riley.
Yes.
But yeah, we do have quite a bit to talk about today. Some good, some bad. But let's go ahead and just talk about the big elephant in the room here, as it is. This is AEW Revolution weekend, but outside of the pay-per-view happening on Sunday, the big story of AEW Revolution is the fact that this will be the last time we see the icon Sting performing in ring. He will make his official retirement at the pay-per-view. As of right now, he is on AEW Dynamite for his last Dynamite, as they call it. So I don't know if that means he's just retiring completely or he's just retiring from in-ring competition. It would be sad to have him go completely gone because I think the work that he's done with Darby Allin has really shot him up to like mentor status.
Right.
But guys, what can we say about Sting? One of the last few holdouts of a generation that has been working for consistently 40 years between all the name brands, and even to his day, has been pulling off job after job in the ring that a man his age should not do. The man is virile. Guys, what do you think?
I like to add something. I met Sting at New York Comic Con. I grew up watching this guy since I was 6 years old. I was a little lad. And every time they had played that song, A Man Called Sting, I get amped up. I was more amped up to him than I was Bret Hart.
Really?
Yes. Because it was A Man Called Sting. Oh, God, that was the best theme song. But when I met him in New York Comic Con, it's just kind of. I know I'm scratching my head, but.
Well, they say never meet your heroes.
Yeah, it actually felt that way. It was like never meet your heroes because all I asked was either a fist pump or a handshake. And Sting never did neither.
That's a shame.
I mean, I want to believe that I'm sure Sting, under different circumstances, probably would, but Sting always seems to me like the kind of superstar that, even though he does appreciate what the fans do for him and everything he does, he also wears his age on his sleeve. You know, like he knows he can still go when needed, but he also knows he shouldn't be like Ric Flairing it all over the damn place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now, guys, I have to ask you, when was the first time you saw Sting? Like whether it was television, live event, where did you first see him?
Live event, actually. On a trip to Florida ages ago, like in the early '90s, like the early mid '90s. But yeah, in like the early mid '90s. I forget the exact year, but or actually no, first time I saw him was in a video game on the NES. But
Ooh,
but the actual Sting, the first time I really saw him was in person in a match on just some random WCW house show that they had down in Florida during a time where my family was on vacation down at Disney World. They I forget if I don't think it was at Disney World, but it was probably like they probably heard it was happening and they thought, "Oh, that's a fun thing to take my son to." So my parents and I and my little sister and my parents, me, my little sister, and my baby brother. We went to a just like a simple podunk wrestling show, and he was the main eventer.
well, I hate to say it, but the first time I ever saw Sting, it was on WCW, like back during like the NWO days. I never really got to experience Sting as the multicolored face, blonde haired surfer dude Sting. You know, like his first iconic, impression that he would give to people, where it was just, yeah, dude, I'm like the ultimate warrior, but I don't talk like I'm on acid. You know, it's like
Right.
it's cool.
Basically, would eventually evolved into Crush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never got to see that Sting, but as far as like the Sting I know is the Sting that we see now today, the icon, the Crow influence, which of course, mind you, of course, today is the day that we got new shots of the new Crow reboot. And here we go with Sting with that
How about
iconic
that?
black and white makeup. That just, I don't know, man. Like, I think that's probably part of the reason why people haven't been able to get behind other versions of the Crow, because ever since Sting incorporated it, nothing else has looked as good.
Mm.
And he was the Avenger. He was the guy taking down NWO. He was the last WCW stalwart. Him and maybe Diamond Dallas Page to a certain extent, but
Yeah. Him and Paige were probably the two
yeah,
biggest
the long
baby faces,
hair, the coming
basically.
down and the hanging from the ceilings, the trench coat, the baseball bat. Everything we know about Sting in AEW came from that era.
Baseball, like I always love using the baseball bat as whenever I do a creator wrestler. He was one of the reasons why.
And I will say the first time I met Sting or saw Sting was on a televised event. It was the Beach Boy Sting against Ric Flair.
Oh,
Flair.
And and to be honest with you, that had to be when my great grandfather was a fan of wrestling and he brought me and I really enjoyed it for the first time. I don't think that was the best interactions I had with my great grandfather. Like we just sat there and watched wrestling. And it was memorable. It was something that I never forgot. And Bret Hart was one of those wrestlers I saw, but Sting was the one that stand out because it was like he was that not even I wouldn't even put him in an underdog category. He was that superhero. He was like Cody Rhodes now, but he made you have some hope in America. America.
Miracle.
America. And it was like, wow, even though he was a beach boy, it was like he did not discriminate. He was there for everybody.
Mm.
And then when he got to that dark facade of Crow Sting, yeah, that Sting. Yeah, that Sting. He changed. Especially meeting him at New York Comic Con. I'm like, I grew up watching this guy, and all I asked was for a handshake or a fist bump. I ain't asked you for an autograph. I just wanted a fist pump. That would have been memorable for me. That would have been member bearers. That would have been,
Dave Young got stung by the stinger.
yeah, I would have cherished that more than a photo, an autograph, just to say I shook the man's hand, just to say I gave that man a fist pump. But no, he
bumping
took
of the
that
fists.
away. He just said, here's my likeness. Just memorize that. But I wanted that connection to say, yo,
Hey yo.
you made a difference.
In
You
the
know,
arms of the stinger, fly away with me.
where's the tissue when you need it?
Poor Davion. Sorry. I don't mean to yuck them. I don't. It's just the thing about Sting, and I'll give Sting this as far as like an just in ring and out ring performer. He had the quality that Mick Foley also did, where regardless of whatever persona he was in, he was like a method actor. Whoever he was at that time, he embraced it fully. Much in the same way Mick Foley did with his three phases of Foley. You had California superhero Sting,
Mm-hmm.
you had Crow Sting,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had Joker Sting in the TNA.
See, I
Which-
like that thing too.
Whoo!
The Joker
That's
thing.
basically Sting likes his
Joker
move,
Sting.
which I can appreciate.
Yeah, I like that Sting. That Sting was good. And he made it good.
Yeah, but that was also
Made it good.
TNA where it was just unlawful. You know, it's like you could just do whatever you wanted to, more so than in WCW.
See, when that at least with that Sting, it made you feel, wow, anyone could have one bad day.
Mm-hmm.
Sting had plenty.
Yeah.
Not as much as with some of his competitors. A.E. Jeff Hardy. But less said about that, the better.
We shall not speak of that. We shall not speak of that. That atrocity. That made me feel some type of way. We shall not speak of Sting versus Jeff Hardy.
However, it does need to be pointed out that this was a match, with as bad as it may have ended up, also kind of cemented the fact for me that Sting, above all else, was an in-room locker leader and a professional.
Yeah.
You know, he could have bitched, he could have complained, he could have thrown Jeff around, smacked him up, and he's like, you know what? No, we're not doing this today. Just call the match, let it be done with it. Let's get out of here.
Mm-hmm. He made the right move. He did.
Yeah.
He made the right choice.
He did.
Yeah. And I felt as though Jeff screwed up. And I'm a huge Hardy fan, but you screwed up. That could have been one of the highlight matches that everybody would have remembered, but you screwed it up.
He done did.
Why? Center.
Oh,
Thinner.
okay. Jeff aside. Let's focus more on Stinger. Now,
I know.
again, like I said, the fact that he's having a retirement this weekend, I mean, I do want to say it's a little bit of a shame that he is having to do his retirement in AEW without really fully getting the chance to do what he wanted to do in WWE. I feel like his time in WWE was just crapping the bed.
Yes. How it ended really sucked.
Mm-hmm.
How he got hurt.
Oh well,
in
even just
that
how he was
match.
really brought in. sucked.
Yeah.
With that whole D-Generation X versus NWO nonsense at WrestleMania, and then
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And it's like, wait,
Really
Sting
stupendous
wasn't NWO.
No, but he actually developed a good relationship with those people. So
Yes.
it could have. It still worked. It still
Hon-
worked.
Honestly, it is the retirement match. Darby Allin with AEW, and it might be a full retirement at next WrestleMania, not the one coming up, the one after. And he gets inducted into the the WWE. I would just honestly, like, WWE Hall of Fame is pretty much like Wrestling Hall of Fame at this point.
Mhm.
So honestly, yeah, it'll probably be his retirement match, and then he'll get the induction in next year's WrestleMania, and then he could probably maybe have his a final. He might bring it out for a final match
But do
against
we want him
whoever.
to have a final
I don't
match?
think I don't. It just might be more of a on principle final match. So
Mm,
it because he can't really move around much anymore. 40
no.
years in the wrestling business,
Anytime things
you
are bad,
got some bumps and bruises.
Golden wings.
But yeah, it's if this ends up being his final match and it's a good one, then okay, fine. That could be fine. The guy's had an absolute storied career, and and they brought in Ric Flair for it, who then they kind of just shuffled off TV as much as they can
smart.
because of his actions. But yeah,
I mean, you can't deny the Ric Flair Sting rivalry.
oh no, oh
It
absolutely,
was, yeah, it was a cornerstone of WCW back in the day. Absolutely.
Right.
absolutely.
I
It's like the way they're gonna finish it off, fine. If it turns out to be a great match, fine. We can conclude it. If it ends up being a sucky one, well, maybe we'll hope for a true final match at a WrestleMania in the future. But right now, I think it's okay. I
no,
don't
I
hate the
like the
choice.
idea of him having a final match being with somebody
Yes,
because
absolutely.
I don't think necessarily we're at that point in generations where the fans want to see two geriatric people really go at it because really that would be the safest way for this thing to do a one-on-one if you had somebody of his same ilk. And who really are you going to get?
Well, like I said, that's why I bring up the having a true final match with WWE at WrestleMania or SummerSlam or whatever
But even then,
in
who
a
would you
future
get?
one against, say, Triple H, or they
Oh,
bring in someone else from his heyday. But then again, there aren't many left from his
Right.
heyday.
there
Right.
aren't. No. And I would say definitely not Triple H because Triple H is just as bad physically as Sting is at this point. Even
Well,
if
you said you wanted two geriatrics going at it.
But then he had a heart issue.
Something, yeah. It's like it's something that
because
probably won't happen. But
Mm.
it's in his body.
oh yeah, yeah. It's something that probably won't happen. But who knows?
Oh no, that was the match everyone always wanted.
Mhm.
Yes. Now that could be the match, a retirement match.
That could be. The
It'd be the
Who
slowest damn match you ever seen in your life, but I suppose so. If you can't
that
get
would be
them in
one
their
of
head,
these.
at least you can get them while they're both still here.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is true. It is the dream match that we never got to see.
because that was something we no, 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 yes,
No,
yes,
no,
yes,
no,
yes,
no,
yes.
no.
Because Undertaker got one last run. He did admit it, he had one last run.
Yeah, but Hogan said that too. I don't want to see Hogan in the ring.
Please, no Hogan.
See,
But
Hogan.
but that's what makes it difficult to have a final match when your career has been this long. Who's left that you can have a match with? Undertaker? We don't want to see that because someone's probably gonna break something. Hulk
Right.
Hogan? We don't want to see that because Hulk Hogan. It's just there isn't really many options. Ric Flair? Someone's gonna get hurt,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Triple H.
So like having it with Sting in a mentor role with Darby Allin as his teammate, that could work. Or Sting versus
wait.
Darby,
Or here's the other kicker. He don't necessarily have to have a one-on-one match. He could actually have a tag team match.
You mean like this one?
Yeah.
Right. But that's the thing. If you go ahead and you go to WWE and you have a tag match when he already had his final tag match with someone that he has been working with for years, it's gonna be like derivative. You know, people are gonna be comparing apples to apples, and they'll see which one is more rotten.
But here's
Yeah,
the other thing. The safety aspect would be more greater with WWE than it is with AEW.
Ah!
Yes. Besides the Seth Rollins issue.
Well, no. Because here's the thing.
Have his final match against Seth Rollins.
No, here's the thing. If he was to have one more match, and it had to be a singles match, and it had to be in WWE, give it to Seth Rollins. Let this be the retribution match.
Yes.
That has an interworking story.
Okay. That's now I see. I could agree with that one. Seth Rollins. And it's someone who has since that incident proven that he can be pretty safe in the ring. Like he knows how to guide a match, how to control the match, how to control the speed, and still make it good. Like while Sting can certainly do that, he doesn't have the speed himself. So you need someone in there to be able to basically dictate to help dictate the speed, or be able to adapt their own style to his speed and physical ability without downgrading themselves.
Right.
Basically, he can cover for where Sting lacks. Absolutely.
As much as I hate to admit it, John Cena was good at that.
Was.
But yeah, John Cena was good at that. The Miz is good at that.
But
I think Seth Rollins is also good. Would be very good at that.
But nobody wanted to see the Miz versus Sting.
No. But I'm just throwing out names of people who could pretty much do that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with Sting versus Seth, if it was to ever happen, the inner working storyline is already there.
Yes.
You took me out of WWE. I went ahead. I found another place where I could get bigger, where I could get stronger, where I could really cement myself, cement my legacy, make myself the icon. But I am not done. My life will not be done until I get you back.
You will not bow. You will not break.
Gives me shivers just thinking about it.
Matter of fact, I got an idea. Since he's back, we have saved him and Seth Rollins for WrestleMania.
Which could be a nice match. Nothing like
how about him coming back as an authority figure? Think about it. Think about where I'm going with it. Undertaker appears. Him and Undertaker face each other at SummerSlam. It's like a part-time gig. He basically proved himself why he's the icon. He actually faced the Undertaker. That cement the passing of somewhat of the torch, or giving him leeway, or saying, okay, this guy is set to face one last person of his choosing. It's pretty much like the Undertaker. No, think about it. It's pretty much like the Undertaker bringing somebody back from the grave aspect.
No.
You don't like that?
Because I think now, post Vince in the Triple H era, I think they want to focus more on younger people than they can. It's like it's one of those things where I feel like they want to try to distance themselves from anything, let's say, ancient.
Mm-hmm.
Really, that would just be like a gimmick match. You build it up for a couple of months, that's it.
Yeah,
anything longer than from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, it kind of becomes like the raw part of a sword. You know, it's like we don't necessarily want to touch that part too often.
Okay, gotcha.
Kyle, any thoughts?
You guys pretty much covered what I was thinking. So,
All right. So then, if that's the case, let us direct ourselves to the main match.
Yay!
So yes, we are going to have predictions going on for AEW Revolution. Which, before we get into making the predictions, Kyle, where are the standings as they are at after our last pay per view event?
let's take a look. See, where is it? Where is it? Predictions master sheet.
And of course, yes, folks, if you are watching and you want to go ahead and partake, definitely you can look up the matches. You can look up the Revolution 2024 card, and we'll be talking about them ourselves. But this way, it gives you a nice overlay. If you want to give us your predictions, like Jeff usually does, then we can go ahead and throw you into the pot and see if you do better than we do.
Well, we don't have anything from 2024 with AEW yet. This is the first 2024 AEW big show.
Okay.
So, but what we have previously was the Hard to Kill 2024,
Right.
and I haven't, and also Elimination Chamber, which we covered last week.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
wasn't there.
Yeah, I haven't. I didn't put. I have your results. I just hadn't updated the sheet yet. But basically, Jeff and Caden both finished with a perfect card for the Elimination Chamber. I was 3 out of 4, and I believe Ryan, I think you also had a perfect card.
I believe so.
Yeah. Let me scroll up and find
I mean, it's so hard when there's only like 4 or 5 matches and one of them's on the pre.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you had
guys.
and we all had Kabuki, which like I said, I hadn't updated the sheet. So yeah, we all had Kabuki. You had Becky Lynch, you had Judgment Day, you had Drew McIntyre and Rhea. Yeah, you also had a perfect card.
Yes.
So, yep.
Congratulations, guys. I'm happy that y'all won that one.
But yeah.
But okay, so going into AEW Revolution, we do have 9 matches as slated right now. I don't think they're going to add any more between now and with Collision and Rampage on this weekend. But it is going to be a very AEW heavy match. I do know that at least tonight on Dynamite, there were a few little teases. Hangman Page did tease that he wasn't going to be medically cleared for the triple threat match, but he kind of feigned that and ended up ambushing Swerve in the ring with a crutch.
Now, my
classic.
Do you feel as though Hangman Page is going to turn heel? And
Swerve they've already done it. They've already done the double turn.
Yeah. And Swerve's probably going to be face.
Which is interesting to say the least.
Yeah, because it's like they did a flip-flop. Like, oh, well, Swerve was supposed to, but now we're making Hangman Page a heel and Swerve a face. And Samoa Joe...
That's because Swerve is charismatic and Hangman's dull without a drink.
Honestly, I think it could be one of 2 options.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be either Joe's going to hold it longer or Swerve's going to take it. Swerve has that momentum going.
Swerve does have the momentum, but then again, Page does have momentum on his side too. It's just a simple fact of, do we talk about the rivalry being that Swerve gets the belt and then Hangman's just going to keep on like going more and more heel to try to just disable him? Or do we go the opposite route where Hangman's going to win it and Swerve has to go ahead and maybe get rid of some of the goodwill he's built up over the last few months with his rivalry and go a little darker in order to get the belt? That's why I think, yeah, Samoa Joe is probably like the smartest way to go about this and just really let the Swerve Hangman rivalry burn itself out until one of them is ready to be like, okay, I want to go back to the belt. I'm done with you.
Yeah. It could work. It could work. It's just, Swerve has that momentum right now. He's had that build up. Well, if they put, I guess with the storylines that have been currently going on, I guess you could see putting it on Page. But I think the better choices would be Joe or Strickland, because Samoa Joe is fantastic with the title, regardless.
Yes. No, in lieu of having MJF,
but they've been building up Swerve Strickland extremely well, in my opinion, and his momentum is at a high point, and I think it's a good time to put the belt on him, even if he loses it in like the next couple pay-per-views. I think that right now is one of those moments where it's like, okay, he could work really well with it.
Right. Whose house? Swerve's house.
House.
Whose house?
Swerve's house.
Whose
Hold
house?
on, let me do my Prince Nana.
Swerve's house.
But no, I would actually love to see Joe hold on to it for a little bit longer, because he just got it at World's End. And this is like the first major rivalry that has come across while he's been champion. Like, I don't want to see him give it up so soon. I want to see him actually like go through the who's who of AEW, and really go ahead and proclaim himself like he was doing back when he had the ROH television championship. The only thing is, who would you put against Joe if he does go ahead and beat them both?
In the future, well, it
Yeah.
depends on how. It depends on when what's his name is coming back. It
Cool.
depends when it depends when MJF and Adam Cole come back.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, yeah, if Joe wins this one, yeah, next one will probably be more of just a filler match. Whatever, they'll try to build up a story as best they can. So you might have it against, say, like Roderick Strong or Bryan Danielson or something like that, or Edge. But
Mm.
but the main thing is if Joe, that's only if Joe keeps it.
Yeah.
They can have it ping pong back and forth between Joe and Swerve Strickland for a little bit. That would be fine.
Yeah.
They have a lot of options. Let's put it that way.
They got a lot of chemistry.
Yes.
Okay, Jeff, let us know what happened. We'll see if it's anything worth
What happened?
Yeah, no, let's get into the matches then and see, because I think with the winners of this stuff, it'll help go ahead and let us know like what goes on as far as who are they going to go ahead and make like the big people on top for the continuation of the spring. Jeff, do you mean like he normally used to do, like on a wire, or are we talking like a blue blazer thing here?
Well, hopefully it's. Never mind. Nope. Bad taste joke. Never mind.
I know, but I'm wanting to confirm here because
No,
that's
for
very awkward wording for a man that's like. Oh, okay. Okay, fair. So it's a big deal that he actually went ahead and did the stunt, which, granted, yes. I don't necessarily know if people should be doing that anymore.
I don't think he should, but I figured, you know what? I guess they wanted to give it one last go just so everyone can see it, and now they can end it when it's, because
Yeah. No,
there are safety precautions in play, 100%, without question.
Right.
But then again, this is not the face of a man who is sane. So that I can get.
I just saw a message in one of the wrestling chats I'm in. Someone just heard someone call Chris Jericho the Canadian Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's fantastic.
Thing, man. Not necessarily a good thing. But all right, let's go into the first few matches here. So yeah, we already discussed Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland versus champion Samoa Joe. I am voting Joe on that one.
And
Let's say you guys.
exactly, Jeff. So you're going Alan Sting. All right. Honestly, I'm in the same boat. I'm sorry. I was looking at my chart compared to what was on the screen. My bad. So
No, I'm trying to give you visual aid.
So then you went with Samoa Joe?
Yes, I'm going with Joe.
Joe. Well, I'm going by what I said before. I'm going with Strickland.
Okay. Day, what do you say?
Whose house?
Swerve's house.
Whose house?
Swerve's house.
All right, I'm going with Swerve.
Jeez.
It's time. His
Okay,
momentum is on fire. He has to win.
So no love for Hangman, basically.
I don't think it's a good move to put it on Hangman again, because his last title run was met with crickets.
Right.
Right, exactly. Whatever persona he's doing right now with like this,
let it build up
heel thing.
Well,
he needs to hold it up a little bit longer.
Even then, his buildup hasn't been that good.
Right.
So it's I don't know. It's just one of those. He's there. He's a name who's in the match. He's like a Randy Orton at this point.
Yeah. Okay. So like we said, so we got 2 for Swerve and 1 for Joe.
All right. Yep. Next
2
match.
for Swerve, 1 for Joe, and if Jeff throws in his prediction, we'll add it to the chart, and we'll get the prediction from Caden as well.
Gotcha.
But yes, next AEW Women's World Champion, timeless Toni Storm versus Jersey's own Deonna Purrazzo.
Storm. I love her gimmick. It's fantastic, and she's running strong with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like Purrazzo, but
it ain't time yet. You don't put it on somebody that
even if it ain't time yet, I don't know. The title on her character just feels a lot like kind of like a Carmella type of thing. It's like if they do it, okay, but I don't feel that it would have a big effect as if Toni Storm held on to it for a bit longer. To take it off of Storm as she's going right now, you need to really build someone up rather than just a "ooh, look who won" type thing. But that's if I was booking it.
Right. I wouldn't give it to Deonna.
I do like the idea of Deonna actually getting like shot to the moon so quickly after being added to AEW, but
oh yeah, absolutely. She's
Tony's just kind of been working up this little like entourage of her and Luther and now Mariah May.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that still be on top. Like I love the way they've been working it with like the coloring, the split screens. I do think Deonna poses a great theatric threat to her, but not yet. No, keep Toni on top.
Yeah, same thing. Keep Toni.
Now, are we all agreeing on Toni?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems that way.
I mean, I'm sorry, Deonna. Look, next time you come to Jersey, I'll get you a bagel, egg, and cheese with some Taylor ham. Taylor ham, not pork roll. Taylor ham. And we'll make
I'm from Central Jersey. I got it both ways.
Nah, just give me a bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Sorry.
Okay. I got nothing against bacon.
So we
on a roll or a bagel?
Either or.
Is that even a question?
Either or.
I can do it either or, but bagel's the preference. Poppy seed or an everything bagel.
You know what? If you've got bacon and then you put it on a bagel, a lot of people, especially my fellow Jewish people out there, that's sacrilege.
Wait.
Just grab it off the frying pan and shove it in your mouth. Be a man.
Wait. Is that bagel on cinnamon raisin?
Poppy seed or everything?
No. Cinnamon raisin or French toast?
Nah.
You want sweet with your savory.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like that, that's fine. But I think no. Bagel. Bagel.
No. I mean, that's like McGriddle territory at that point. But
Would you rather wrap it in a pancake?
No, just cinnamon
smoking a pancake,
or a
You
French
smoking a
toast
pancake?
bagel.
maybe a bunt in the blitz.
Wait, huh?
Cigar and a waffle? Bong and a blitz?
Hey,
Pipe
I
and a crepe?
smoked a cigar. Or not?
Pipe and a crepe? Anywho,
Yeah,
so,
we're going on
up
top.
next, what do we got? What
All
do
right,
we got up next?
We have AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy versus the Messiah of the Backbreaker, Mr. Roderick Strong.
Oh,
I want Roderick to win.
Exactly.
yeah,
I'm in the same boat there. I want him to win.
and I'm in the same boat too.
Do I think he'll win?
I don't know.
Probably not.
It's a chance. I'm going to throw my hat in and say Roderick Strong, just because of the team. Somebody's going to interfere and cost Orange Cassidy the belt. So
Okay.
Roderick Strong.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have to say
if Strong wins, it won't be clean. But right now, that international title is basically, it's kind of like the $1 million title for Orange Cassidy at this point.
Yeah.
It's just like he's just they're just like it, or even better, it's like that title that Hook has. It's like their personal title rather than having them lose it. I don't know.
No.
Do I think it would be better if Strong wins it? Absolutely. Do I think he'll win it? I am a 50-50 on that.
I'm going to say Roderick. I'm a huge fan of Orange Cassidy. I took pictures with the guy. The guy's cool as heck. I like you. I think Orange Cassidy should start going after the world title now because he held on to that. He basically showed that he's a true champion. It's time to let it go and go for bigger and better things. Roderick Strong is the choice that I'm going to put in.
Okay.
I mean, it's not even that. Don't forget, Orange Cassidy was going to take a break, and someone else was going to have that Intercontinental Championship until they didn't, and they had to bring Orange back to take it back. Remember the whole Ray Phoenix fiasco?
Yeah.
So I think Orange is due a break. And this undisputed empire that they've been trying to get off the ground ever since MJF got screwed over. It's been a lot of bark and no bite, with the exception of maybe Royal.
Ooh, sorry to
So
interrupt.
I'd like to see them actually have some gold on their side in order to give Undisputed Empire some weight, some gravitas.
Okay, so and that could that's a great point you brought up, because if they are building up for Adam Cole Bebe to return, you do need to build up the faction a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they'll end up becoming more of a Titus World slide.
Wow, you just cannot get over
that was one of the greatest moments of unintentional pro wrestling I've ever seen.
You know, he was injured from that, and
I feel bad about that. I really do, but god damn, that was funny as hell.
And embarrassing.
It was, and it's like one of those things when something that's completely not scripted I appreciate when silly stuff like that happens. I'm glad that he was able to make a full recovery.
Yeah.
But when that happened, mother of God.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
But yeah, I'm going Strong for that one as well.
All right.
Which one did you go with, Ryan?
I'm going Strong. Day, did you choose Strong or Orange? Yep. I wasn't sure.
We are all in agreement on Roderick Strong on that one.
All right. Roddy, do us proud.
Ears open.
Mm-hmm.
Now, moving on. This one's a little bit more bitter rivalry. We've got the Continental Crown Champion, the King of the Bums, Eddie Kingston, versus the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. And with the stipulation, not only is it for the Continental Crown Championship, but if Eddie can beat Danielson, Danielson will have to shake Eddie's hand.
Shake Eddie's hand. Okay.
Well, yes, because there's been this whole thing about like how
Yeah. I know that. Yeah, I understand that, and I'm like, it's just like out of all the wrestling stipulations, like you got the kiss my foot, kiss my ass, shave the head. You gotta shake his hand, sir.
Out of respect, because you know what? I'm going with Eddie Kingston on that one. Just to prove that Eddie Kingston is not just a one-hit wonder or one of those lazy wrestlers that just want to make a break. He's like the everyday man. Daniel Bryanson has been established. He's
Daniel
well known.
Bryanson?
Bryan Danielson. Sorry. Daniel Bryanson.
Look, there are people to this day that still can't get Daniel Bryan out their head.
I know it's and
Yeah.
his name was just a simple swap too. That just makes it even better.
Brother.
I
Bryan
know it's just one
Danielson.
of those. It's like
Yeah. Bryan Danielson is well known. He's out there, he does his thing. He's phenomenal. He's he's established. He's more of a mentor than somebody that's just going to take. What I see is Bryan Danielson going for the world title, not this title. Because
I agree. Yeah,
not the Continental Crown champion. I would see somebody more like an up and coming going after that title, or someone that's never won gold. Going, I would say Eddie Kingston, and Bryan Danielson is going to shake Eddie Kingston's hand.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, say what you will about the Continental Championship after the Continental Classic and whether or not it's necessary. This is like a Ring of Honor match. This is about pride. This is about respect. This is the fact that see, I just did it too. Bryan Danielson has gone ahead and to this match, he has
Wunderbar.
wrestled people that Eddie has personally respected and has beaten them to show his disrespect, to show his disdain over Eddie Kingston. Now, if it was Moxley, obviously it'd be a different story because they have that relationship that they have. But Bryan has basically made the heel turn into a wrestling elitist. And here you have like Eddie Kingston, who could fight with the very best of New Japan, but also he probably wouldn't be against going to a high school gym and just slugging one out.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Eddie Kingston's going to keep this drive. He has proven his worth, but now I think he needs to prove it to the wrestlers, not just the fans, but now to his peers.
Yeah,
definitely Eddie Kingston for the win.
Yeah, I'm going with Kingston. But my logic is it's too soon to take that title off of him. Like that was like the big culmination. It's like the undisputed title. You don't have whoever has it lose it at the next show.
Right.
It's like and Bryan Danielson is one of those who can put on a phenomenal match, win or lose without losing face.
Exactly.
And that's what Blackpool Combat Club is. It's basically a legitimate opponent that will lose to the face and make the fans happy.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? Yeah, I'm going with Kingston on this one. The next show, then we'll see. But this one is going to be, I think it's going to be Kingston winning.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. And from here on out, anybody that Kingston goes up against, it's always going to be like a 50-50 hit. But because of the storyline that they've built up with this, and because of the internal pride that's on the line, you have to go with any. Otherwise, everyone's going to end up like heartbroken.
Absolutely. So
now I want to skip the next one because I want to do the tag match last.
All right.
So that means next is the TNT Championship. Big Daddy Christian Cage.
My current favorite AEW wrestler. I love his promos are amazing.
Now, this one I'm unsure about. So you guys tell me, who are you going for first? Try to convince me.
I cannot go against Christian Cage yet. Even though he lost to Edge, you kind of knew that was happening because storyline, and then he immediately gets it back. You know what? It's like if he loses, it's not going to be to Daniel Garcia.
No. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going with Daniel Garcia.
Okay.
Damn it.
No, because his momentum is going up a little bit, and I have to really say. But I think, do Christian Cage need the TNT title? He doesn't.
He doesn't, but he's had it, and he's done a very good job with it.
Yeah, but I think
Christian Cage has been fantastic.
But I think Daniel Garcia needs that title. He needs a title win. He needs to solidify his worth in AEW. And this is that time. This is that moment. Do I feel as though it's going to be a little bit of interference? Yes.
Well, yeah.
But by who?
It's going to be interference on both ends.
Okay.
It could be Kill Switch. It could be the Waynes.
I think it's yeah. Well, yeah, but I think the one at the end. I think I think it might be too soon for this, but right now I'm waiting for the Edge heel turn, and then he'll come in to help Christian Cage. I don't know I don't think it will be this show, but in the future he will.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll have their retirement tour after Sting's gone, and finish off AEW with an Edge and Christian run.
Well, it should be noted, Adam Copeland is not on this card. He is not scheduled.
He's not. That's the other part I was about to mention.
Mm-hmm.
So while I don't think but still, even though he's not involved here, I think Copeland will be involved with a different match. Or now that I think of it, maybe Copeland will cost Christian Cage this title. That could be an option too. It's like this is one of those matches that has so many potential outcomes. It's hard to truly predict depending on which X factor will happen. So will there whatever it's eventually going to be involving Edge in some way, shape, or form, or Adam Copeland in some way, shape, or form. Whether it will be on Christian's side or Garcia's side, that has yet to be seen. But whichever side Edge takes, that'll be the winner of the TNT title.
Oh, damn it. You guys have given me like compelling arguments for both sides.
In fact, I gave it both sides in my own opinion, even though I'm still going to go with Christian Cage.
You pulled double weight. But I think I am going to go with Christian retaining. Because even if Garcia were to win it, I feel like it would be a very short win, and Christian will probably end up getting it back, much in the same way he got it back from Copeland. Maybe not in the same manner, but he devised a way. So I mean,
but it makes
life finds a way.
It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. The reason why, because they're banking on an Edge and Christian reunion at AEW.
Right, which they have shown no sign of any of that yet.
Right, so the reason why I said Daniel Garcia is his time. Get that boy that belt.
I wouldn't necessarily say Daniel Garcia has gone ahead and like thrown off the shell of his former self. I still feel he's been playing around in that sandlot of like, am I a wrestler or am I a sports entertainer?
But then this will basically cementify the fact that
he needs to do that storyline wise. He needs to do that in his own head with a few matches before he can really go ahead and make the claim. You know what? I want this belt not because I'm a sports entertainer, because I'm a wrestler. Really get that like Daniel. Again, I did it. Bryan Danielson mentality.
Also, another side thing side thing, saw another message from a friend. Sting just came down from the rafters, and I'm going to get ready to play Final Fantasy VII. This is not a repeat from 1997.
Wow.
I mean, where's the lie?
What year is this?
We don't know. All I know, this is a parallel universe.
This is the worst timeline beside the point. But
Yeah.
yeah, overall, so we got me and Ryan going Cage with Davion going Garcia.
Yes.
All
Now,
right.
before we get to the tag match of the hour, let's just finish off with these last three
Yeah,
here.
let's hit these quick.
Yeah. So we have newly cemented AEW All Elite member Will Ospreay, bruh, taking on the Callis families, Konosuke Takeshita.
Takeshita.
Now,
Takeshita.
obviously, earlier tonight we saw Will Ospreay, give a little speech in the ring. Don Callis family showed up. Everyone was there, giving him a hearty handshake and a pat on the back, except for Takeshita, obviously.
You know
I
who?
feel like Will Ospreay is really just too big of a name to align himself with anybody at this point anymore. It was different back when he wasn't actually signed to AEW, when he was like someone that was coming from New Japan and he was like just tagging in and being a part of the party. But he has proven himself with the matches he's had, whether it be against Omega or anybody else. He is a standalone product. So I want him to win this just so he can be like, you know what? Yeah, no, Don Callis family, you were great before, but nah, bro, this is on me. I'm on me.
They're not gonna have probably their biggest signing lose in their first match.
Exactly.
Yeah, even with the Don Cialis family going.
Yeah, I mean he's had wins on AEW before, but this is his first one actually as a member of the roster.
Yeah, it's now this one is
very easy. It's going to be Will Ospreay.
If it's not, then they really made a friggin' mistake booking wise.
Well, no. I'm not going to say they made a mistake, because if they're going to go ahead and put Takeshita
I definitely will, because anybody that's new that's
a big name. It's like they signed The Rock and they have him lose against random faction. No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. It's no. You're not gonna have your big name signing lose in his initial match. Hell, it's probably even his contract. He's gonna win his first pay-per-view match.
Yeah,
but it's like, yeah, there's gonna be. It might end in a no contest, perhaps, but he's not gonna lose.
I'm gonna say Will Ospreay off the bat. If they make him lose, it's damaging for the product. It's damaging for his reputation. He's already a big signee. Like.
Then again, though, their booking has been dumb lately.
It'll be one of the stupidest. It'll be like you got dumb and then you got stupid.
-5 stars.
Look, I will say there is a possibility of Takeshita winning, and that's because I think there is a story there of how for the longest time Takeshita was like the biggest name that they brought in from New Japan. And then after Adam came over from WEW or WWE, he kind of got like pushed to the side. Takeshita was no longer the big name or the big important thing that he was when he first came in. Whether it's because he aligned himself with Don Callis or not, I don't know. But now you have someone also coming from New Japan Pro Wrestling, possibly one of the biggest names worldwide, not even just in that brand. But Takeshita might have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder over it.
But is it Titus Worldwide?
Oh my god!
But like I said,
I swear to God,
Will Ospreay for me.
Will Ospreay for me.
Ospreay too.
Right. Okay.
He's gonna go Will Ospreay after all that.
Look, I'm just saying, if Takeshita wins, I'm not gonna be surprised. But
I get what you're saying. I still feel it's a mistake.
There is a 5% chance for Takeshita to win this match.
Wow.
I'm joking.
You're going Steiner math. Will Ospreay has a 143 and 1/3 chance of winning.
Really? All right, moving on. We have the Meat Madness match, which I'm sure Big E loves hearing about.
I almost said Meat Mountain match.
No, the Meat Madness.
No, you say it like this: meat slapping mate match.
The meat
We
slapping meat match.
have Lance Archer versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Wardlow.
All I say is, this match better be sponsored by Arby's.
Because that's meat slapping meat.
Because they have the meats.
In the words of Vince McMahon, meat slapping meat.
Meat.
Oh,
Big meaty men smacking meat. All right. Well, out of these three, I think it's. Don't get me wrong. Lance Archer is definitely a big guy, but storyline wise, it's either going to be Wardlow or Hobbs, in my opinion. So
right.
it's like I'm basically doing a coin flip between the two, and let's find out. See what it turns out to be.
Well, on that
There's the
note,
coin,
Calling in
and
the-
it is Wardlow.
All right.
Wardlow. I'm picking Wardlow on this one, thanks to a coin flip. Honestly,
Jay,
it's like honestly, either one of them I think is a viable winner for this one, character-wise.
you ready for my
Jay,
answer? This is in March, right?
yes.
Not February.
It's a March
Correct.
Madness. March
Third.
Meat Madness.
Wardlow. Hands down.
Wait, hold on. Were you possibly going to pick Powerhouse Hobbs if it was still in February?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I just got
son
it.
of a- I mean, come on now.
I just got it. God damn it, Davion.
Wow. You know, you think you know some people. Really.
All right. No.
Warlow,
I get
not because of that. I just threw that as a joke. But Warlow, because I saw his promo and he is hungry. He wants dominance.
And then it turns into a fatal four-way because Ryback joins.
Nope. Oh,
Feed me more Arby's.
meat.
If
Slap
you're
his
gonna eat madness, you gotta go with the hungry one.
Now, what you thinking, Ryan?
Yeah,
Feed
no, I
me
mean,
more.
I feel like they just threw in Hobbs and Archer because they needed people of that size. And to be fair, the AEW doesn't really have a lot of like big guys.
What
You know,
happened
not
to?
a
And they all
WWE.
put him in one match.
Wait, I got a
So
question.
don't forget.
Guys, sorry. Whatever happened to Keith Lee?
I
He's
think he
still
got hurt.
out.
Yeah, I think he got hurt.
Yeah. Now, if you replaced either Hobbs or Archer with Keith Lee, then we're talking some different possibilities. But
Correct.
Yes.
I think as of right now, it does have to be Wardlow.
Mm-hmm.
Because he
Right.
is the one that is really trying to vie for like that major championship. And even if say Samoa Joe does win against Swerve and Hangman, Wardlow's going to be the next in line. So we're going to have Wardlow versus Samoa Joe.
Or Swerve versus Warlow.
I think it's going to be more Swerve versus Wardlow, and then the winner of that will probably end up becoming a part of a title picture.
Possibly.
Specifically, then again, they're not going to blow a MJF return to interfere with a Meat Madness match against Wardlow.
Right.
MJF's return will be in a title picture, and I think that when Wardlow wins this one and whatever next one, and then becoming part of it, then we'll see MJF's return costing Wardlow the title in some way, shape, or form.
I could see that. But okay, so we're all in agreement on Wardlow then?
Wardlow.
All right.
Alrighty.
So then, next match is the throwaway tag match of FTR versus John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli of Blackpool Combat Club. I have to go Mox and Claudio on this. Only because whether it be from Daniel Bryan or from Moxley, like Blackpool Combat Club had a nice string of losses at the beginning of the year and leading into it, but now they are on the uptick.
Yes. So yeah, Yeah, while Brian Danielson is probably going to lose his match against Kingston, I think we're going to have a Moxley Castagnoli win in this one.
And not only that, and I'm going to go outside of wrestling because
I think I know, yeah.
Yeah, the FTR situation with one of the wrestlers because of he's found guilty.
Things done down in the south of the
Yeah,
US.
it's like I'm actually kind of surprised they had FDR in a storyline like this, given all that's happening.
I would say John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli.
Which actually, if we're all in agreement on Blackpool Combat Club, the winner of this is going to play heavily into the last match that we have to talk about here, which is the Tornado Tag Match for the
Someone's knocking my door.
Darby Allin and Sting, the current champions, versus the AEW EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson.
So, mind if I start with this one?
Sure.
Go right ahead.
This one can go in one of two ways. Are they going to let Sting retire with a win, or are they going to have like with most retirement matches have the exiting guy leave on his back? So it's like this one is a tough one, and especially if they just need just a random transitionary tag title holder until the next tag title match, it generally ends up going to these guys. So while at first, when I was thinking about it, at first I was kind of all in with Darby Allin and Sting, but now that I think about it, it really can go either way.
It can.
The feel good one, Allin and Sting win, and then they relinquish the titles. But that would be a feel good win. That would be a feel good right off into the sunset win. But if they're gonna lose it to a group, lose it to the transitionary Young Bucks.
The Jackson, yes.
Yeah, the Jacksons.
Can't call them Young Bucks anymore, I guess.
They the AEW EV.
And that would establish them as the smarmy heels.
Mm-hmm.
And it would create an interesting face turn for the Blackpool Combat Club, because you have Kingston winning and Danielson having to shake his hand, which he would end up doing, and then you'd have the win of Castagnoli and Moxley, and then have them basically curb stomp the Jacksons after they take the title off of Sting to create a somewhat feel good moment at the end of it. So it's a way that it feels like, but that's how I would book it.
Right.
So it's so I'm still on the fence as to who I will pick though. So
okay, well, why are you fighting today?
I'm going to go with, because knowing Sting, he's not laying on his back on this one. Maybe Darby Allin, but he's not. And if Sting want to go out into the sunset, it's going to happen one way or the other. So I'm going with Sting, Darby Allin and Sting, and they're going to relinquish the belts, or Darby Allin finds a new tag team partner.
You're giving
Matter of fact.
Why?
Yeah, I'm sticking with Darby Allin and Sting. And next, what's going to happen is Sting is going to give his title to Adam Copeland. And then you want to have a tag team of Darby Allin and Adam Copeland.
Ooh. That's and they Freebird rule it.
All right. I'm sorry. I have to go full jabroni here if I must. Because I don't know what fantasy land you all are living in where a retirement match has this happy ending of people going off into the sunset and riding high. That is not how things are done, especially when you are someone like Sting, who is a 40-plus-year veteran, as old school as it gets, and you know how your body is feeling. He is a traditionalist to the very bone, probably one of the few that AEW actually has.
Wait, Sting's in his 40s?
No, 40 years
40-year-old
plus.
career.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Don't scare me like that. I was about to be like, wait, what?
Please.
He's
God.
been wrestling since he was in diapers.
Yeah. No. Sting is going out on his back. Absolutely. Now, whether or not it's Sting that gets pinned or Darby Allin protecting Sting and he gets pinned, I don't know. But this whole revamp of the Young Bucks into the smarmy, upstart, kind of like the kind of villains that CM Punk would talk about, like they're really playing into that.
Like the
Go
corporate.
ahead and have to make this change and not do whatever they could to win the belts come hell or high water. And you think they would just go ahead and accept the relinquishment of the belt? No, these are the EVPs. They have all the power and they're going to use it. They are going to go ahead and take the belt off them. Not relinquishment. Not, oh, let's be nice to Sting. These are the guys that bloodied up white suits with their blood and kept the blood on the suit.
I'm really going to say because it's Sting's moment. Sting don't want to go down like that.
But no guy on their retirement match ever wants to necessarily go down. But you know what? They've all done it.
Not everybody.
Most times they've done it as such.
And Sting has that. But I'm going to say
Okay.
this: Sting has that power to not accept because of who he is and what he brings to the table. So
I think it's going to be the EVPs.
I'm sticking with what I'm saying.
There's also one more thing.
Yeah.
Tony Khan is a fanboy. Would he have his fandom lose? So that's so yeah, Ryan, I absolutely do agree with you in terms of the going out on your back and the establishment of the Jacksons as EVPs and being the smarmy heels. Absolutely. But Davion also has a fantastic point there too. It's one of those. Yeah.
This is one of those matches. I ain't gonna lie. I could think of that scenario with Ryan, but I'm strong in my gut that Sting is not gonna lay down just for anybody. It's just like that. Not even for a tag team match. Unless you're the Undertaker, unless you're somebody that's well known, established, or equal to establishment, and he has to lay down to you. No. That will be the ruined night of the evening for the fans. To see they fallen hero and like demise like that. Hello? I'm not saying Ryan's wrong, but I'm looking at it in the fans' perspective. You want the fans to leave emotional? What happened?
It looks like Ryan's also getting hit by the windstorm as well.
Oh wow!
So it's like I flickered a couple times, but I haven't fully lost connection. But Ryan will be back shortly. So
Yes.
right now we have the floor to speak about the sting-a-ding. So it's like so obviously Ryan is going with the Jacksons.
Yeah.
And you're going with Allen and Sting.
Correct.
So it's like I said, both of you have fantastic points on this one. So it's a matter of which one will triumph, because if they do go full traditionalist, then the Jacksons are going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it establishes their new characters, absolutely, and it sets the table for Blackpool Combat Club to get into the tag team title picture.
Correct.
Which, if the Jacksons win, you'll have the Combat Club coming in to mess them up afterwards for sure. So
Then the
Jacksons
question,
will turn tail with the titles and exit the building. So, and then they'll basically do the full hug with Darby Allin and Sting, and whatnot, as a send off, I guess.
mm-hmm.
And that's when you'll. I think Copeland will probably get involved with this. Has a potential to get involved with this match. So it. As I said before, it could go in multiple directions. It's like, yeah, the traditionalist in me is saying that it's going to be the Jacksons, but the fanboy in me says it's going to be Allen and Sting, given certain things that could happen. Because you could have Edge get involved and help them get the win, and then Sting hands the title off to Adam Copeland, and then you have Darby Allin and Adam Copeland with the tag titles, which would probably cause Christian to get jealous. So that should be that's another storyline option they can go with. It's like there are so many friggin' options for both sides here that it is very tough. It's a very difficult pick for me. It's because I could see it really go both ways, and I would be fine with either way. So, but I'm thinking of it like this. You could have it where. Hold on, let me just get him in. There you go. Welcome back, Ryan.
Welcome back.
So yeah, Kyle, you know that wind you were talking about?
Exactly. But yeah, so it's like, so back to what I was talking about. It really could go either way because there are so many different paths that they can take. But I need to wrap this up absolutely.
Yeah.
So the easier choice would be the Jacksons. So I think I will be. You know what? I'm going. You know what? I'll go fanboy. I'll go Allen and Sting. Screw it. But like I said, it's like this one and this one and the which one? The Cassidy and Strong match are the two really tough decisions
Right.
picks. Everything else seemed pretty, in my opinion, leaned certain ways. This one is straight up 50-50.
Right.
Because there are so many different things that could happen, so many paths that they can take. But I will go with my fanboy, my inner fanboy. I'm going to do Allen and Sting, Adam Copeland interference. Sting hands his title to Edge. Then basically then we finish the show. Sting cheer in the ring to cheers. Great.
All right, fair. And that gives us enough variance to see whether or not someone does come out on top rather than us all picking the same answers for everything.
Right.
plus
okay, so
we'll get the picks from
are
Caden and Jeff as well.
yes. So anyone else that wants to go ahead throw theirs in, go right ahead. But that was our AEW Revolution predictions. Hopefully, nothing changes in the next few days, as has been tradition with AEW, and no other matches get added. If matches do somehow get added, either on Friday or Saturday for whatever ungodly reason, maybe for 0 hour, we will go ahead and update our predictions as such. And if you want to as well, it's not going to be penalized if you don't, but we'll try to be as up and up as possible.
Right.
So now, guys, after my little electrical mishap, let's call it, there is one more thing that I wanted to go ahead and touch on today, and that would be the unfortunate passing today of
This morning.
Yeah.
a man known as Virgil. He died at 61 years of age. A man who had multiple strokes, was assigned, I believe, colon cancer about a couple of years ago. Uh, Don't want to say his days were numbered, but it certainly wasn't the best case scenario for him health wise. And I will have a story I wanted to give about Virgil, but before that, I want to give you guys your time to go ahead and give your respects or say what you want to say about the man himself.
Well, the only thing I had to say was I met the guy at New York Comic Con only because I saw that $1 million belt. And he said, "You want to take a picture?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just want to take a picture with the $1 million belt." And that was it. And it was a reasonable price. So it was like, wasn't crazy. So I took the picture and that was that. It wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't nothing what other people would said it, but I just did it and kept it moving.
Guy, he was a moneymaker. He did everything he could. And while I don't think he ever really achieved the stardom level that I think he should have in WWE, guy stuck with it. Guy, he had a lot. He had a lot. I respected the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He worked the hustle. He rocked it. And you know what? It's sad to see. It's sad to see what happened to him. It's just 61 years is far too young. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, when you consider guys like Sting and Ric Flair and other people
We're still
that
wrestling at 61 plus.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was a staple at conventions, whether or not he was invited. So it's like, and well, yeah, the memes are out there and they're funny as hell. Guy stuck with it.
Right.
well, yeah,
It's like
the Lonely Virgil, where no
the
one would show
lonely
up.
Virgil meme. But here's the thing: even in those situations where there was no one else there, he was.
Right.
Like that takes some willpower. That takes some effort. Like he could have just packed it up when those others weren't there. But you know what? No, he honored his crap. He honored the contracts. He honored the contracts, and and I give tons of credit for that. And he was a main staple during his main career in WWE. Yeah, there was the $1 million man, but I don't think the $1 million man would have been as legendary without Virgil.
Correct.
100%.
Well,
Even with IRS, there would not be a $1 million man as we know him today, nor would there be an IRS as we know him today without Virgil.
well, I'll say this about Virgil's career. He really got the short stack of it.
He did.
I mean, at a time when WWE or WWF at the time really weren't propping up any men of color as like headliners or mainstays or anything. You know, Virgil was someone that they had potential with, and they kind of boofed it after the turn on Ted DiBiase and him winning the belt, and then DiBiase winning it back. They really didn't do much with Virgil, and they could have.
Mm-hmm.
The pop when he hit Ted with that belt was bigger than most things you'd see at the Rumble during that time. And they played into it well. People were waiting for that to happen. But they really didn't give Virgil anything to work with afterwards. Now, whether or not that's, Vinnie Mac mentality, I don't know. But Virgil drew a short straw. And even with the time in WCW, what was he? He was part of the NWO, but he was still essentially just used as like the guy to take the hits or to be the valet of someone, the bodyguard, that sort of stuff. Actually, when he was in WCW, wasn't he changing his name to people like he changed his name to Vince instead of Vincent?
Mm-hmm.
And then then he go by Shane. Like that was just like rubs to WWF at the time. And the man whose real name is Michael Jones, whether he was Virgil, Vincent, Shane, Vince, whatever you want to call him, he worked whatever he was given, but he wasn't given much. And it's a shame that people will probably remember him more for him trying so hard to sell his autograph at conventions and at you know subway stations, wherever he could do it. Because when in the long and thick of it, that's all that he had to work with. It was that one moment in time when he stopped being someone's butler or yes man or go to guy, that he actually stood up for himself. But no one ever used more for him, and I think that's a tale for a lot of wrestlers. Um, and actually, if you guys will permit me, I do want to talk about this one story I have of him, if it's all right.
Sure.
All right. Um, so, oh wait. Uh, Dang it! How I don't know. Okay, so we go back to this. No, hold on. We go to this. I think I put myself up here, and then I can do. There we go. Okay, I'm learning. So, um, back in 2010 here in Jersey, there was actually a movie that was getting filmed. It was a documentary called "The Price of Fame." It originally started off about like the times and tribulations of wrestlers. Actually, it was supposed to be about Justin Credible from the ECW era, as well as Ted DiBiase, but they really just parlayed it over into DiBiase's rise and fall because he went ahead and gave up all this stuff, became born again Christian, became a pastor, really went religious with it, and it was told from his point of view, from Ted DiBiase Jr., from the family himself. Um, One day back in the fall of 2010, they decided to have necessarily like not necessarily like an intervention, but like a Ted DiBiase "This Is Your Light" for the movie. I know this because I was asked to help out with that day on that event. Pretty much helping behind the scenes, setting up stuff, and one of the tasks I was given was to drive Virgil from the airport to the church. It was actually held at a church. As you can see, here's some of the pictures from that event. Forgive the bad quality. It was a crappy camera I had back in 2010. But there's me with Ted DiBiase and his son. There's me with Don Marie, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and there's me with Virgil and Sean Walter, Walton,
Waltman.
X Pac. These were all people that were in attendance to go ahead and have like this little documentary done about Ted DiBiase. And there he is going in. There's the movie title, and he's all talking with that. And they kind of did like "This Is Your Life" sort of thing, where Virgil went ahead and he was the first one to talk about Ted. Now, I tell you this because up until this point, Virgil was already known by a lot of people as like the guy who will hustle you for money or the guy who will try to sell anything. You know, didn't necessarily leave a good taste in the mouth of a lot of people that heard about it. Maybe if you saw him at a convention, you might get the same idea. But I went to the airport. I did the whole, chauffeur thing. Had his little name on the sign, all that, and I picked him up as well as my friend at the time, Sean Morton, who was a wrestling fan and comic in his own right. He was picking up other people, but Virgil was my responsibility. So from the airport drive all the way over to this scene, to this location, I had Virgil right there on my passenger side, and we're talking it up. We're talking. Today's gonna be a good day. Gonna see Ted. Gonna see a lot of people. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be real fun. And he was just so enthusiastic about being a part of this, just because he was a guy that just seemed to really enjoy everyone's company. You know, some may go ahead and see someone like that as maybe being too friendly, or maybe he's on something, so he's a little bit too wired, a little bit too excited. I never got that. I saw a man who was genuinely excited to see the people that he knew best, that he was closest with, the people that helped him get to the highest point he had ever had in his career. And even if that was the only high point that ever happened to him, he was happy to relish it. He was a man who was just grateful for everything that had come along. And when you heard him talk to Ted, and you had him go ahead and say how much working with Ted DiBiase was, how much it meant for him, how great of a person he was, how much Ted in his own life helped Virgil through some dark times. It's a shame that you go ahead and you see a man like that give everything, all the credit in the world to the people that worked around him, knowing that there were so many opportunities where people could have worked for him instead of him work for them, and it faltered. So when I think of Virgil, I think of a man who, like many of us, never got the fair shake that he wanted to. And I can say that from firsthand experience. So the whole lonely Virgil thing, you know what? He did everything he could. He hustled. Yeah, he may have scammed a little bit here and there in order to make ends meet. But when you think about it, when all you've been given has come and gone, don't you want to go ahead and just try to hold on to it a little bit yourself? That's what Virgil was doing. He was holding on to it for dear life. And I really wish there was more for the man. I do. I wish more could have come his way. I wish more could have benefited him. But at least we'll always have this as opposed to nothing, I suppose. It's sad to see him gone. It's sad to see that there won't be any more opportunities. There won't be any more prices that he's worth. But it's um it's happy to know I at least knew him to a better extent than the normal fan, even if it was just for a day, even if it was just for this one experience. That there were other people there. It's not like it was a one-on-one only thing, but I'm glad I got to see the side of Virgil that I did, and I hope a lot of other people will remember a different side of him if they got to see it, and not just think of the memes and the downside of his career. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, we Stream Punk Entertainment like to just give our condolences to the family of Virgil, aka
Michael
Ryan
Jones.
Michael Jones, and we sincerely you have our condolences, and he will be missed.
And I can only hope that the wrestling world at large takes a lesson from his career. And if you see someone burning bright, keep that light going, keep that flame burning. Because when it goes out, can't guarantee you'll get it back. But on that happy note, guys, if there's nothing else you want to touch on, we are at an hour and a half. So
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to end it.
all right. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to your submissions for AEW Revolution, your win loss records here. And in the comments, let us know what your predictions are. Let us know if you had any interactions with Virgil himself. And hey, let us know if there's any other topics that you want us to talk about next week. It should be a nice revolving schedule, which, by the way, I also do want to say thank you last week for our new addition.
Caden.
Caden.
Yes, yeah. God, I should be better about that.
Your past few weeks have been a bit of a whirlwind, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, well, we'll have Revolving Purple. We'll have more people. Who knows? Might even get a woman. I know a couple of women fans. I don't know where they are on Wednesday
It'd be
night.
fun.
We'll find them. But for Davion, and Kyle, and myself, this has been Jabronis United. More so than ever, stay humble.